The following story is from a girl's perspective. Her name is Sonia, and the incident that I'm going to tell you happened to her family many years ago. The event took place before she was even born. It was told to her by her mother as it happened to her eldest sister, Junie. She was only 10 years old. And so, one day, while Junie was sitting in her classroom, she fell unconscious. This happened very suddenly and without warning. She was only out for a few minutes before she quickly awoke and started shaking with fear.
There are ghosts. Ghosts are everywhere.
She kept repeating to herself. The other children in the class started to get scared. The school teacher panicked and called her parents immediately, who then took her directly to the hospital. But the doctor said that she was perfectly normal, and so they sent them back home. Listening to the doctor, they took her home to rest, but Junie kept on saying,
There are ghosts. Ghosts are everywhere.
She was not perfectly normal. This went on for days until one day her parents noticed that she would often go out onto the terrace and would sit there talking to somebody as if she was talking to a friend. Other times she would lock herself in the bathroom and start crying. And so on that day, her parents took her to see a mulana. A mulana is a Muslim scholar. When the mulana saw her, he said, "Someone has done black magic on her." He told her parents that the clothes they would put on the terrace to dry, someone had cut a piece out of her clothing and had used it for black magic. Hearing that, her parents got very scared. Her mother remembered that a few days before, when she went out on the terrace to gather the clothes, she noticed that one of the dresses had been in fact cut. A small piece was torn from it. Her parents asked the mulana, "What should we do now?" The mulana read a few verses from the Quran and gave them some kind of oil and asked her to massage her head every night using the oil. "Even this will be very little help," he said. "You will eventually have to go to a higher mulana, as only a more powerful mulana can heal her." Every night, when her mother would massage her head with the oil, she'd scream. Several days passed. Then, one day, her parents came to know of a very powerful mulana in the area, and so they took her to see him and told him everything. The mulana closed his eyes for a while and told them, somebody wanted to get this girl, and when they couldn't have her, they put a spell on her. They cursed her, so that no one could be able to marry her. Her father asked the mulana, "There must be something that we can do to undo this black magic." The mulana lowered his head and said, "No, this magic is very strong. No one can break this spell except for the person who cursed your daughter." The mulana then gave a chawi to her mother and asked her to put it around her neck. "At least she won't die with this," the mulana said. They did as they were told and put the chawi on her neck. After a few weeks, her health improved. They continued to take her to different doctors and hospitals. However, they would all say that she was perfectly normal. Yet, each night after night, she would come home saying the same thing.
There are ghosts. Ghosts are everywhere.
Today, she's 29 years old and can still be heard talking to herself on the terrace and crying in the bathroom. On the outside, she looks like a perfectly normal woman, but on the inside, she is broken. Junie is completely insane. Well, friends, how'd you like today's story? Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications for this channel to listen each and every weekday for more real horror stories. We got a ton of amazing real horror stories, and we're dying to share them with you. So until then, stay out of the dark and stay tuned for our next video.